Good evening and welcome once again to Skill Pe Charcha. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Very good evening.
Yeah,
And good to have you on our platform. Um, First of all, it's a great honor and a pleasure to have Dr. R. Narayan Swami with us today. He needs no introduction, a czar and a veteran of financial world, personal financial coach, and a teacher by heart to hundreds and thousands of students in India and across the world, maybe. Sir, welcome to the platform of Skill Pe Charcha, an initiative by Skill Edge last couple of months, where every weekend we come with an industry mentor and talk about some of the real issues in 15 to 20 minutes. Today, we are in the episode 2, and the topic of episode 2 over the last 1 month has been on hashtag career options. And with you on the platform today, sir, we are talking about the financial career, which we all understand has taken a paradigm shift with this new digital transformation. Sir, once again, welcome to the platform.
thank you, Mr. Rohit. Equally honored and I share my pleasure.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank
Yeah.
you. The format is, yes, sir. The format is very simple, sir. I will be, you know, asking 3 questions, which will be there on the screen, and we would like to know your thoughts on those questions. Here we go. Without further ado,
Yeah, sure.
the first question, sir, and I think this question is a very, a question that I keep on hearing from students, that how do I choose a career in finance? What are these 3 questions that I ask myself? So I am a final year. So for example, I am in a 12th standard and going into the BCom, for me to go into BCom, or I am in final year of BCom, or MBA, or I'm entering MBA and I want to choose a career in finance. So these different scenarios. I can be an engineer, but would like to want to get into the world of finance. So, what are the 3 questions that one should ask?
Your question one itself has 3 questions. Nice.
Sir.
Yeah. So I would like to keep it very simple. In fact, I just like, I want to go 30 years back or even before that and just want to think, what questions I had in my mind and what made me to choose a career in finance. Of course, in this last 3 decades, so many changes have happened, obviously. And still, why am I in finance? When I think on this, the first question that anyone can ask is, do I love numbers? Can I read numbers? See, numbers is also like a language. Like how you read English or how you read Sanskrit or how you read Latin or Russian, whatever it is. Can I read numbers? When I read numbers, can I make some sense out of it? Do I love it? Or I'm afraid of looking at numbers? Do I feel overwhelmed? If I don't like numbers, if I don't love numbers, what am I going to do in finance? Very simple. So that's question number one. Do I really love? Can I read numbers? Can I make some sense out of it? Can I understand something out of it? Or will I be interested to learn how to read? Basically, do I love? That's question number one. Yes, second question to ask is, once I read numbers, once I make some understanding, how good I am in communicating that to various interested parties. See, reading the numbers and understanding and making some sense out of it and keeping it with me is not going to help anyone, including me. Right? So, obviously, how good I am in communicating. When I say communicating the message from numbers itself is a different art. And you are going to communicate it to someone who has not got that skill to read the numbers. So again, you should not make it very technical. How simple can you make it? Do you love it? Do you think you can do it? Can I make some complex things very simple and give it to somebody who can understand? Do I have that willingness to do? Do I have that, that interest, that love to do? That is second question. The third question I would like to ask, can I, in general, understand business as well? A very simple question. If you look at a tea stall, or you look at a simple, what to say, a hardware shop, or you see a hotel, a restaurant, can I make some sense out of that business? Can I just try to visualize how that business earns money, how that business spends money, what type of profit they may get, what type of assets they should have, and how their income can grow over a period of time? Again, I'm not talking about numbers, I'm talking about visualizing the business, because finance comes from that. Finance is not something very independent or something coming from space. Can I read businesses? Can I understand businesses? When I say business, immediately don't talk about General Electric or Google and Microsoft. Can you understand a simple a shop in your street corner? Can you try to visualize how they make money? Yeah, if I want to put in big jargons, I can say, can you understand the revenue model, cost model, and all those things? Forget all those terms. Can I just understand how a business runs? If
Sure.
I can convert that into a career very, very, very easily. So these are three simple questions, I believe. You can ask yourselves and you can decide, yes, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your background. In
Sure.
fact, so many have made great careers in finance, of course, not from BCom background alone, from so many variety of backgrounds.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think very well rounded and 360-degree answer, sir. And for all our viewers now and those who will view this video later on, just to paraphrase what you said, fascinating 3 points. Number one, loving the numbers, ask yourself. Number two, ask yourself whether you do storytelling, whether you love doing storytelling. That's what sir mentioned in terms of communication. And number three, do you have that mindset to understand business? Whether that business is a tea stall business or a business of Google, do you have that mindset to understand business? And all three, sir, said, don't make it complex, make it easy. If that gives you the answer, I think you can build your career in the world of finance. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this lovely answer. We go to the immediately to the next question. From asking a question, then obviously you started your career. Now you obviously are thinking, how do I make my career more resilient? How do I make my career more, free of shocks? And for that, obviously, this five-letter word skills, or I would use the word six-letter word skills, are important. So, which skills are helpful for a long-term finance career? So, you have 30 years, 3 decades of finance career. I'm sure no person better than you can tell what kind of skills have made you take this career so long and obviously many more years to come.
I think in the hindsight, the question number one and question number two seems to be a bit connected or linked, right?
Sure.
Now, for example, the first one, when I see numbers, when I read numbers, when I make some sense out of it, the first skill that I need to have is analysis. You can call it as analytical skill also, but that is a bit more mega term. Analytical skill is a bit more mega term.
Sure.
How many questions can I raise? The more the questions that you can raise, the more the answers you will get.
Sure.
See, nowadays industry is not looking for people who can solve problems.
Yeah.
They are looking for people who can identify the problems.
Correct.
Because once you identify the problem, you can solve it very easily. But the question is, do I know how to identify the problem? Am I aware of a problem? That's what the main issue is. So number one, with all the numbers that you have, how many questions can I raise? I see last year's profit. I see this year's profit. I have two numbers with me. With this, how many questions can you ask? How come it has grown? Why it has not grown? Compared to my competitors, is it growing or is it going down? How come it is not, or how come it is? How many questions can you ask? So when I say analytical skill, maybe I am a bit narrowing down to my thought. Questioning, questioning, questioning. If you don't question, you won't get answer for sure. Don't expect somebody should ask question and you will answer it. No way. You have to question it. So how many questions can you raise? That is skill number one. The second skill is integrating the numbers that you have with various different areas. For example, looking at finance in silos, looking at finance with a narrow view can never make you a better career or a grow in finance career. Impossible. Can I connect this with something else? Can I connect this with strategy? Can I connect this with marketing? Can I connect this with technology? Can I connect this with? That's where your learning will be better, your growth will be better. A pure finance person can never become a CEO of a company because he is looking only from a finance perspective. If you want to really grow, combine this finance with other areas. Can you combine finance with operations? Can you combine finance with others? Yeah, finance is your main career, no doubt about it. But rather than looking at it in silos, the more I start connecting, I will be able to get a better picture, a holistic picture. That skill will take you to the heights.
Sure.
Third, use of technology.
Okay.
30 years back when I started my career, I used to do everything in calculator. Then slowly I learned something called Lotus 123. I don't know how many of you in this generation know
Sure.
about that.
Yeah.
After Lotus 123, I moved on to Excel. And in Excel, you can imagine after 95, 98, how many, versions would have turned up and how much would have come. And now, even though we are using Excel, we are also moved into Python. We are using Tableau. We are using Power BI. See how many such things can be connected and used in finance. So if you want to make a long-term finance career, don't think you should know only finance. You should know how to take the help from technology. And do you have that skill in you to learn these type of newer ones? And today we are talking about Tableau and Power BI. Maybe after 5 years, you ask me this question, I don't know, we would have gone into something else, right? Because future belongs to fintech. Future belongs to integration of finance with as many systems as possible. So if you want to be purely in finance, it's going to be very difficult. So can I connect this with something else? And then can I move? I think these three skills will make a lot of sense, I believe.
I think once again, sir, very roundabout answer, and it comes through your experience. Fascinating. Just to paraphrase your answer, I think the first skill that you told is like a life skill. It's not. I kind of correlate that with a life skill because ability to ask question is fundamentally a life skill. The more you ask questions, the better you get, right? And coming from a coach, I can completely understand that because coaches are about asking questions.
Rohit, there is something philosophical also with that.
Sure, sir. What's that? What's that?
No, our basic philosophy says with a
Yes.
simple question, who am I? It starts with there, no?
Yes, exactly. In fact, yeah, and yeah, that's very true. So you basically are talking about that fundamental philosophy, which is a life skill, and yes, narrowing it down to a career, which is because finance somewhere it's definitely highly rewarding in comparison to. I'm not saying any other career is good or bad, but just by the look of it, when we talk about high paying investment banking firms, the trading firm, they're high paying, right? Which because there is a lot of pressure and stuff, so which automatically says that ability to ask questions is very important. Second, sir, I think again very important your ability to integrate stuff because your ability to understand that there is a finance in marketing, there is a finance in operations, HR, admin. So as we say, every person in the industry or at home is a finance person. The ability to understand that in itself makes a person roundabout, as you said about integrating the stuff. Absolutely, sir. And so that's integrating things and viewing that. And finally, the third thing is no denial technology, which is, you know, everything we do today is through technology. As you rightly said, I don't know how many of our generation have gone to bank and seen the leaflets of a checkbook, right? And that's how I put it, right? It's one click of a button in a Paytm or a Google Pay or a Phone Pay, everything is happening. So fascinating, sir. Ability to ask questions, integrating stuff, and third is usage of technology in order to have a long and resilient career in finance. These are the skills required. Sir, this brings me to the final question, a more narrow down question. As a company, we are one of the early, I would say, early companies in India in the edtech space to identify this gap and make a program which is finance and technology based, a program that starts from core accounting and kind of ends with data analytics. So would like to know, and you have been an integral part, sir, and we are very thankful for that, for this program. So we would like to know your understanding of this program's content. Right, this is a content snapshot that we have. How do you think the content of this program is from an industry perspective? Uh, of students who are doing this program and how ready they are from an industry perspective, and from a student perspective also, that how do they should see this program as in holistically.
See, let me, when I look at this course syllabus, let me highlight the positives, or what can really help the students in. Number one, as we were just discussing, we have the core skills, obviously, like finance and accounting, corporate finance. We have the core skills. Second, you have rightly brought in the Microsoft products, the analytical mindsets, data organizations, all this, which integrates finance with these, aspects as we were discussing. That is one. You have given good importance to the communication part, written and verbal, listening. Obviously, this is what I was talking in the very beginning. Like, once you read numbers, it has to be communicated well to the interested parties. Otherwise, it's not going to help us, right? It's not going to help me at all. Having all the knowledge in my head is not going to help me also, right? I have to share it with somebody. So that is another very positive thing. And of course, uh, then you have moved on to the domain. That is where application of all these learnings will come into picture. See, very simple example, we talk about valuation, we talk about investment banking. They are not something pure finance, where when I do a modeling, for example, a financial modeling exercise, I should know finance, I should know Excel, and I should know how they are interrelated. And when I do the assumptions for projections, I should know about the business. So, financial modeling or valuation is not an exercise in individual, it is a combination of all those basic stuff that you study or read or understand or you learn, and then you bring it here. How we are going to apply it? See, very simple example. Now the you all know that the Zomato is coming up with a IPO
IPO.
shortly. Now the simple question is, they got a band, a price band in which you may have to apply for. Is it a right price band? Is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? Is it the right price? Suppose you want to know about this, somebody or many of the people, many of the analysts would have done lots and lots of valuation exercises. But once I put all my understanding and do that, and how am I going to communicate it? You will find n number of reports and reports, both paid and free, coming up about such IPOs. Can I read and understand how well it is written? See, an analyst would have written it, would have done the work so well, but if he has badly presented it, it's not going to reach me, right? So, how well it is going to reach people, how well you are going to present it, I think that part is taken care well here through communications. And in domain, of course, you have applied. And yeah, I feel these are all the positive aspects in this course syllabus. Maybe one thing which I feel
Sure,
you will be
sure.
adding maybe in shortly is you can also bring in this a bit more advanced, tools like Tableau, Power BI, which can help further. That is one aspect you can bring in. And you can also briefly give an idea about fintech, and how it works. I think if you can add that too, it will be a very complete course and can make wonders really for students who want to make a career in finance and want to grow and want to kickstart their entire life process. I think that will be really good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the positives and your word of suggestion, and not to just say, but we will definitely incorporate
No,
that.
no, I know you will be
Yeah,
already thinking on that part. Yeah, I believe.
just to add, sir, and I think I was very happy to hear from you so fintech, so the concept of fintech and aligning to that with bit of blockchain is something that we are bringing
Very good.
as a knowledge sharing session, because in India as of now, the fresher level jobs are not there as far as the fintech and blockchain is concerned. But
Yeah.
a student knowing this in an interview and sharing his or her thoughts, will definitely differentiate him or her with other regular candidates. So
Definitely.
that's for sure. And for the Tableau and Power BI, sir, with the in the productivity we have the analytical mindset.
Oh,
So
very good.
we are pushing in supervised machine learning,
Oh,
but with your suggestion, we will also put in data visualization using Tableau
yeah.
to begin with. So I
Very
think
good.
that would definitely help.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Fine, sir. Sir, with this, we come to an end to our session. As I said, it was a fascinating session of 20, 25 minutes listening to you, hearing your thoughts coming from a veteran and a seasoned campaigner like you. Thank you so much, sir, once again for your time. It has been a pleasure interacting with you and always learning from you.
Thank you, Rohit, for giving me this, time to share my views. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And a shout to all our viewers once again. अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है हमें स्किल पे चर्चा, तो हमें आप सब्सक्राइब करिए. सोशल मीडिया हैंडल हमारा है स्किल एज ऑफिशियल. That's the social media handle of Skill Edge in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube channel. Skill Edge Official. You want to know more, interact with our mentors like Sir. Please subscribe us and don't forget to click on the notification button. Once again, sir, thank you so much for your time. Have a good night and see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.